Our final presentation will be given by Dr. Mohammadali Alizadeh. Dr. Alizadeh did his bachelor's in 2005, followed by a master's in poultry nutrition in 2007 in Iran. In 2010, he started a PhD in poultry science at the University of Manitoba. After graduating, he worked as a researcher and a manager on an organic farm. He started his postdoc position in 2018 in Dr. Sharif's lab, working on gut health and in ovo projects.
In poultry industry, it is a common practice that newly hatched chicken experience delay access to feed and water because of the processing and treatment in hatchery and also transportation in production farms. Some producers believe that immediate post-hatch feeding is not essential and may hold birds to sufficiently reabsorb residual yolk content of the eggs. However, the result of different studies show that post-hatch feed restriction can seriously impact performance, productivity, health status, and immune system development in chicken. Post-hatch feed restriction can impair the development of lymphoid organs, seriously impact B cells and T lymphocytes metabolism, and limit the development of circulating leukocytes, and also delay antibody response to the vaccination. In addition to the delay access to the feed and water, environmental stressors such as processing, vaccination, transportation, and heat stress can seriously impact the immune system, and in such a condition, immune system of birds lose its ability to fight off pathogen, and birds will be more vulnerable towards invading pathogen. Stress hormones such as corticosterone can actually suppress the effectiveness of immune system by shrinking and atrophy of lymphoid organs, by reduction of number of the lymphocyte, and by suppressing phagocytic activity of the macrophages. Therefore, in such a condition, it's very important to keep the immune system sharp enough to fight with a harsh post-hatch environmental condition. There is some evidence that gut microbiota play an important role in development of the immune systems. Gut microbiota are in close contact with the cells of gut-associated lymphoid tissue, and interaction between the host immunocells and gut microbiota or the structural component can lead to the modulation of T cells and B cells mediated immune response. In addition, the result of germ-free animals show that these animals have decreased immune resistance to the infection. They have extensive deficit in development of gut-associated lymphoid tissue, lower expression of defensin and antimicrobial peptide, and also a lower number of immunoglobulin A producing plasma cells. In newly hatched chicken development, this adaptive immune system is relatively naive to the foreign antigen and have limited capability to fight with the pathogen. In such a condition, innate immunity can provide a degree of protection. In the classical innate immune response started after recognition of microbial molecular motifs known as a pathogen association molecular pattern by pattern recognition receptors expressed by the immunocells. This would trigger intracellular signaling pathway leading to production of effector molecules such as chemokine and cytokine that further contribute to the clearance of the pathogen. Colonization of the chicken intestine by commensal bacteria is an ongoing process, starting immediately after hatch and established within the 2 weeks post-hatch. Therefore, early establishment of beneficial bacteria is very important and can further impact gut microbiota colonization and development of mucosal immunity. Lactobacilli are considered as a natural inhabitant in chicken gastrointestinal tract, and they can contribute to the health and immune system maturation of chicken through different mechanisms such as competitive exclusion, interaction by innate immune cells, and production of antimicrobial peptide. The hypothesis of our research was early establishment of beneficial bacteria such as lactobacilli through in vivo technology may alleviate the negative effects associated with environmental stressor or post-hatch feed restriction, gut health, and immune system development. So we did a series of studies trying different levels of lactobacilli alone or in combination with vitamins on immune response of chickens. Today I'm sharing the result of one of our studies here. We tried 3 different levels of lactobacilli containing Lactobacillus stradivarius, reuteri, johnsoni, and cryptatus from 10 to the 5 to 10 to the 7 per 100 microliters per eggs. A control group was injected with PBS and one group remained uninjected. Injection was made on day 18 embryonic into the amniotic fluid, and on day 5 and 10 post-hatch, samples from cecotonsils and spleen was collected for gene expression analysis, cytokine gene expression analysis, and also half of the spleen was collected for counting the number of the T lymphocyte in the spleen. On day 14 and 21, bears immunized with KLH, and on day 14, 21, 28, and 35, 1 week after each immunization, blood samples was collected for antibody analysis. The result, the number of the CD4 positive T lymphocyte was not affected by lactobacilli treatment, although we saw some changes, and all those groups receiving in vivo lactobacilli tended to have higher number of CD4 positive cells compared to the PBS injected group. Also, the number of CD8 positive cells known as cytotoxic T cells or killer T cells was not affected by lactobacilli supplementation. Regarding the cytokines, expression of interferon gamma as a macrophage activator and interleukin-12 as a T helper type 1 cytokines, both involved in T cells activation, was upregulated in birds receiving lactobacilli through in vivo inoculation. However, in cecotonsils, expression of interleukin-6 and interleukin-8, known as pro-inflammatory cytokines, was down-regulated in birds receiving lactobacilli through in vivo inoculation. Level of the serum IgM was not affected on days 0, 7, and 14 post-primary immunization. However, bears receiving all 3 levels of lactobacilli showed higher level of serum IgM compared to the PBS injected group that was immunized with the KLH. For serum IgG level, inoculation with the lactobacilli at 10 to the 7 significantly increased the serum IgG level on day 7 post-primary immunization. However, we didn't see any significant difference in other time points. For the summary, lactobacillus downregulates cytokine gene expression in cecotonsils, indicating the anti-inflammatory capacity of this bacteria in the intestine. On the other hand, higher expression of cytokines involved in T lymphocyte activation in the spleen of lactobacilli-treated chickens suggests that lactobacilli may have different immunomodulatory activity in local versus systemic immune organs. In vivo inoculation of lactobacilli enhanced serum IgG and IgM levels against KLH, suggesting stimulatory effects of this product on adaptive immunity. At the end, I would like to thank my supervisor, Dr. Shayan Sharif, for all his support and guidance through the project. A special thanks to Dr. Bahram Shajadus and Dr. Khaled Abdulaziz for the professional assistance, all my lab members, Leah, Heba, Jake, and all the students who helped me with the sampling and processing the data in the lab, and also Arca Research Station helping us with the animal trial. For funding, I would like to thank Canadian Poultry Research Council, Natural Resource Engineering Research Council, and UMAFRA for their financial support. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions?
I heard Dr. Forget speak a week before, so he said in the States he's running into regulatory issues with putting stuff into the egg that they are taking like a medication kind of thing, and he's running into that problem for regulatory bodies as far as putting it in the egg.
Oh, you think it's going to be a problem for the
The regulatory regulations, like even nutrients, he said he was having problems with the FDA considering that like a drug putting in the egg. So
I don't think so, because we have a control group injected with PBS. You are saying if injection, injection can affect the.
well, when he tried to commercialize it, he was having problems with FDA at the state. I'm not sure if he's gone that far with commercializing some of this stuff.
No.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.